Welcome back to my cake kitchen. I am Gladys, and over here I make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate cake decorating easily. Good morning, Tharpata. So as you can see, these beautiful cupcakes here, they've just been baked not too long ago, about 40 minutes ago. These were baked on a live that is already up. If you want to know the techniques to get perfectly shaped, evenly domed, steady cupcakes with a beautiful crumb. This is the crumb of the cupcake. It is dense, but not too dense, and it's not too light. It has a rich, smooth mouthfeel. I can describe it for you, but even better, I can show you how to make it, which I have done time and again. This is a remake of my classic red velvet recipe that is right here on the channel. You can do that one. I always find ways to optimize my recipes for certain objectives that I'm aiming to achieve, and for this I wanted the convenience of being able to derive a cupcake easily, which is going to be topped with what you call a cheesecake frosting. That's not to be confused with cream cheese frosting. This is a cheesecake frosting, and the simple way I can explain that is the cheesecake frosting is simply the no-bake cheesecake sort of filling that goes on the crust of a biscuit base, except we don't have a biscuit base. We have the filling that is going to be paired with these cupcakes, and that's because naturally cupcakes are normally red velvet normally goes with cream cheese frosting. Now, the type of cream cheese we have in the UK is Philadelphia. It has a mild mouthfeel, is great tasting and creamy. However, it lacks tang, it lacks tartness, it lacks flavor. It's like meh. And if you want to make cream cheese frosting, which is sort of a different style of frosting from the cheesecake frosting I have here, it requires dumping a lot of sugar and mixing butter, and sometimes it can break, and all the fuss that comes with that. Now, there are some stable cream cheese frosting online. Sugarology is a science-based YouTube baker who derives recipes by giving you everything you need. So if you want the most stable cheesecake cream cheese frosting, you want to check her video up on that subject. But that can be if you watch her video, you'll find out what I mean. My channel is optimized or aiming to educate and inform complete beginners. Look, I've been baking for 10 years, but I still find some aspects of the baking process difficult, and I can only imagine that this can also be the same for anyone who is starting. When you're starting, the dread of trying something new and all of these things can influence even your confidence in approaching the subject matter. So my goal here is to use this channel as a learning resource for any beginner, and for that I am always thinking outside of myself and my experience to find convenient ways to bring you useful, achievable recipes that you can whip up in your own home. So I won't labor the point. The video for how we made this cupcake is already up. The lives are a sort of resource where you get invited into my kitchen space where you see me derive the recipe. It doesn't have editing. In fact, post the live, the editing is just to take away the quiet spots and the rambly bits, just so that it can make for a good playback session for those who are chancing in later. But otherwise, it's a full-on learning resource, full-on video where I talk you through everything you need to know to derive this result. And even better, you get to see me finish the bake on live. This is not a substitute bake. This is actually a bake we derive. So you want to see that with all that information. But the cream cheese, as in the cheesecake frosting, is not to be confused with cream cheese frosting. It is light, it's nice, it's exactly cream cheese frosting, but easy to achieve, and uses super beginner friendly tools and equipment to derive it. I made that too in the video before, so you want to check all of that done. And that said, we locked out just so that I don't end up wasting your time, and we did manage to make our way into the balcony and lively chat. And whilst that was exciting, we are primarily a baking channel, so I thought let's log out to reset and come back and frost. So why are we here? we're here to frost our cupcakes, get them decorated and done so they can go out. Essentially, that's a long-winded way of saying I came here to finish the cupcakes off so that we can see how our cheesecake frosting frosts onto these cupcakes and the result of these cupcakes. For those of you in the chat, hello, Dr. Soyemi. Oh, okay, Doctor. Did I see Doctor? Okay. Okay. Hi, Doctor. You're welcome. Thank you for being in the chat. It's great to have you. All of you in the Pedro. Chantilly. Katie. Hi there. All of you in the chat. Thank you. There were a few of you earlier, and some of you have joined us back here. I cannot express my gratitude for you being here. If you want to know about the recipe and everything else, the video is up already on the live prior. If you go back to the homepage, check live. I haven't optimized it, so you would see a wrong description or title for it, which says how to make buttercream. It's not buttercream. I'll go back and optimize it with thumbnails better for you, because sometimes these lives are not planned. It depends on what I'm doing. I'm like, let me go and talk to my people. But these are the cupcakes we made. So first of all, we're going to try and see how it frosts. Actually, fun fact, this is the first time you will see, this is my first time of piping these this kind of frosting, because in the past I've only used it to spread onto a cake. Okay, Doctor, you're a family physician from Lagos, Nigeria. Oh, Doctor, you're welcome then. Family physician. Okay, great. How is the weather in Lagos? Hot, I imagine, right? By the way, a quick detour into the world of piping. I started a series up here where we are talking piping basics for beginners. So perhaps this will be a good way to see how our frosting pipes. In the piping series, we talked about not just the basics of piping, but things you need to consider before you do your piping. And I've done, I think, 2 episodes in the series. We derived buttercream that is useful for piping, but it's not just buttercream you can use for piping. So the goal here is to see how the star tip, which we use to derive some borders in the other video, works on here. With that in mind, remember I did say this buttercream this frosting is not very stable. It is not very weather conducive, hot weather conducive. So I need to work quickly. So with that said, Vortex, with that said, let's see how this pipes. Oh, okay. People, this pipes, wow. Look, Tapeta, where are you? Get into the classroom now. This is my very first time Tapeta, get in class right now. What do you think? Actually, this pipes well. Oh, you had, doctor is saying they had light showers in Nigeria on Thursday. I think something has blocked the my Christian people all here in the chat. Okay, yeah, there is something that is blocking. You know what is blocking the tip of my star tip? Lemon seed. Yes, it does look stable, Chantilly. Wow, I am quite impressed. This is the very... Okay, so those of you who are already who know about this channel, do you see the frosting I made for last week's cake, which is the fresh cream frosting, and the one that went over the is it lemon blueberry? The rustic lemon blueberry cake. Yeah, that was the frosting that went on top. But as you could see, I didn't use any tools. I literally spread it using a what do you call it? A spoon. So this is the first time I am piping it as frosting. And I'm quite impressed by how stable and steady it looks. I am really, really impressed. And that's not just saying. Yeah, if I wasn't going to give this to a gathering, I would use a knife or something to just slob it on. But this is going to go for some people that I can't afford to. I just want it to be presentable. Okay, so would you believe the topping on these cupcakes are not your regular frosting? This is cheesecake frosting, not cream cheese frosting, cheesecake frosting. And look at how good they look on here. I am actually, and oh, I think I went on a tangent about the cheesecake frosting. But the reason why I went for the cheesecake frosting, just in case you want to know, is because traditionally, red velvet pairs well with cream cheese frosting, which is a different kind of frosting. And the cream cheese is because there is tanginess, there is tartness. The cream cheese brings a kick to the combination of cream cheese and red velvet cake. So I was looking to employ all of those goodness of a cream cheese frosting without the overly sweetness and the fussiness of cream cheese frosting. And this is the alternative. This is cheesecake frosting, and this is amazing. This could equally be a cheesecake, because essentially if I created a biscuit base and I layered this filling into it, leave it to set, I can come back and cut it, and then you have a cheesecake. So essentially, maybe I have to try that in a cake recipe, a recipe video, and then we can talk about it. That said, this is our cupcakes done. Like I said, this particular frosting, as steady as it looks, is still hot weather sensitive. The weather today is not hot, but it's not like drearily cold. So I am a little bit like unsure about this. So I'm just going to move very quickly. I have some cupcake crumbs here. And for a red velvet cake, I will always go for something like cupcake, as in the cupcake crumb. It makes such a good look to the cupcake. You can't go wrong with that. And with Valentine coming, you want to try this for yourself, okay? It's very easy, and the live means that this is a resource. You can go pick up the recipe and the details. Actually, I did go ahead to post this on the I posted a photo of this on our, what do you call it, community post, and this is what we have. This is all. So in less than 2 hours, we've derived a cupcake with the topping on there. Did I tell you it's Sunday and I haven't, I'm confused. It's Saturday and I haven't had breakfast. Did I tell you? So let's see. I'm going to do God's work and try. Corianne. Is it Corinne? Corinne Glass. Hiya. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is Dr. gone? Tapita. Tapita, did you end up baking? Tapita, when I started the live, it was almost 4 a.m. where Tapita is. And Tapita hadn't managed to sleep. Okay, so let's see. This will be my cupcake to have. It's still the same. Okay. This will be my cupcake to have. Now, how do you like to eat your cupcake? Okay, how do you like to eat? I'm doing God's work. I'm trying it so that everybody can see what that looks like. So what I am going to do is, I want to shove this in my mouth, but it's a bit scary. And I don't want the mustache of eating a cupcake. So I am probably going to be a little precious about it and see if it will work. Let's see. Okay, I've split it into two. And I am going to make a cupcake sandwich. Okay? Right. Right. Corinne, thank you. I struggle to find the words to describe what I've just eaten, okay? And the struggle is because I made these cupcakes. So if I was telling you, you would be like, get over it. You're probably exaggerating. Trust me, my channel exists to inform you with the best credible information about recipes and testing processes and techniques, so you can walk away knowing that you learned something and that thing works. Because of that, this cupcake recipe right here, the best I have had in a long time, and that's saying a lot. You know why? Because the crumb has a certain softness to it that is delicate and dense at the same time. Because in cake making, words matter. Delicate is sometimes light textured and fluffy and cushiony. That's not what we're talking here. The delicateness comes from the evenness of the crumb, and when I'm biting into it, it's like it smooches, but it's so nice. If you've been here, I don't know, my preferences and peculiarities about cakes differ very strongly. And I am not shy about it. I am super particular about my cakes. And it's essentially the reason why I became a baker, okay? I am loud about what is peculiar to me about a cake. And if I didn't make cakes, I would be a very, very, very difficult customer to impress with a cake. I would be so precious. I won't be your ideal customer, because you'll be like, what do you want? Because I would struggle to tell you what I want in a cake because I don't know the subject, but I can appreciate a good cake, right? So that is what led me into baking. The intention to start as a baker never was a business. It came from an intense and personal need to satisfy my own preferences in this particular niche of food called cakes and desserts, right? As a result, there's a reason why I keep adapting my recipes because I adapt them not for the general purpose of adaptation for everybody, for general use. No, I adapt them to meet a particular objective that I'm looking to serve. And this objective here was, I was looking for a crumb that is not light, like spongy light, but that's not dense like a layered cake. And if you go back to the video, you will see that the technique I employed by using more egg yolks, by allowing the egg yolks to cream first before adding the rest of the quantity of eggs, all added up to giving me this light textured yet evenly dense crumb that is so beautiful. But that's the cupcake. Let's talk the cream cheese. If you've been here, I've been consistent about my annoyance at what cream cheese, especially Philadelphia cream cheese, looks like. Philadelphia cream cheese annoys me because for such a good product, in the UK, it's very mild. It doesn't have any flavor to it. The tang doesn't come through. The tartness is weak. It's like, why bother? And then worse, when you're using it for cream cheese frosting, it's like sloppy, okay? So I was looking to enhance the tartness of it by bringing it to a cake, and yet I wanted some structure. And this cheesecake frosting is just amazing. Paired with the cake, you have a milky, creamy softness that comes through, but with a level of sweetness that is not overwhelming. And then you have the citrus tartness of the cream cheese and the lemon flavor that just marries and pairs well. I think that is about the longest description of a cake tasting that you will ever have. So take my word for it when I tell you this is a good cupcake. Go try it and come back and tell me. And if you don't get the result, call me out on the streets of social media, okay? Tell me I scammed you, I told you lies. Okay, all right? Tabitha, I'm going to post everything you need to know, my darling. I will post everything you need to know. But like I said, this frosting is not stable at all. So if you're in a hot weather place, you probably don't have the luxury of choking yourself to death like I am doing right here. With that said, I need to go box these cupcakes and send them off. The breakfast option I have had won't be great if my dietitian was looking at me. But for those of you who are in the chat and who like yourselves a bit of red velvet, look, at this moment in time, there's 26 of you in the chat. And there is only about 9 likes. Please, let me ask you a simple favor. Let's get the likes to about half. Look, I'll be pleased to get 26 likes from all of you. I would. I am shamelessly plugging this recipe. It's Saturday. I should probably be doing mom duties, but I'm here making cakes. I enjoy it. I've given you more information than you need. Do me a favor and do like the video so we can continue to grow. Because the hope is that we will grow, okay? We'll grow, we'll become a big channel, and then we will create the lives, and then we'll take the lives as a show to locations and different venues where we can meet up, interact, eat cake, and then we can bake. We'll call it bake, giggle, and chat, and then we can bake, eat the cake, catch up. So help us grow, people. I'm not even precious about it, and I'm not going to be shy. I hate self-promotion, but this is the part where I just shamelessly plug and promote the channel and say, you are getting some great recipes that will work for you. Believe me when I say, but this cream cheese frosting, cheesecake frosting, is a little bit precious. So I'm not going to leave it out too long. I'm going to put it in the fridge to set and cool. If you've just joined us here, oh, it's cool. Oh, Tabitha, it's cold where you are. Yeah, Maria, it is delicious. I was scoffing on a cupcake earlier. You went here, you missed it. Okay, honey. Okay, that said, let's put this in the fridge. Oh God, it won't fit in the fridge. I have a lot of junk in there. Okay, for now, let's stick it here. That said, let's see how this fares when we okay, look at the piping. This is for Tabitha. So the simple piping techniques. Yeah. Obviously, the less cool, when it's coming to room temperature, you will have air pockets in it. But it's still fine for such a not so stable buttercream option, frosting option. This is really good, okay? So go try it. Go try it. And also, we've started the series for buttercream piping for beginners. I am sure I will be back with more on that. Right now, I need to go finish the vlog that is due tomorrow. I have other commitments to attend to. I will love you and leave you. Always my life's pleasure when I'm here. Oh yeah, Maria, trust me, I will share the recipe. I will put I've posted the cupcake details on my community post. The community post is actually right here on YouTube. When you look at the live shorts, the formats, when you look at community, you will see I posted the details there to tell people I'm back on a live, but I'll go and update it with information about the frosting. And actually, I have created this frosting for a different style of cake, which features in my current series, which is Simple Classic Bakes. You'll see me do the frosting in detail. It's a long form, I think 14 minutes video, where I talk you through start to finish from the cake. The frosting was made for a different cake, but the frosting details remains the same. If you check the description box, you'll find it. But I will update it equally for you, okay? So don't worry if you need any information about this. We do not gatekeep here. We give you everything you need to go and succeed at the cake and the recipe. So if you're still here, and you have, oh, thank you for those of you who have all liked the video. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you.